Let's begin.
Here we go! Hi, everybody!
Start the insanity.
You are not worried, are you?
Me? No.
Well, we're waiting.
Hello and welcome to Super Media All Stars. We are a weekly podcast, and tonight we are talking about movies. I'm your host, John Harris, and I'm joined by three other All Stars. First one being Jake Boston.
My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight.
Anthony Boric.
Your theory of a donut-shaped universe is intriguing, Homer. I may have to steal it.
Wow, I can't believe someone I never heard of is hanging out with a guy like me.
All right, it's closing time. Who's paying the tab?
I am.
I didn't say that.
Yes, I did. So,
And Brent Harris.
DuckTales. Woo!
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing pretty fantastic. I'm glad we're talking about what we're going to talk about, and it's been way too long since we've done a movie podcast.
It has been. It's been over a month, and we got a great episode for tonight, and we're diving into Marvel Phase 2 in the continuation of our Road to Infinity War saga with the Super Media All-Stars. Before we jump into things hardcore, guys, like Jake said, it's been over a month since we talked movies. What's the viewership be like recently for you guys?
I've watched three billboards twice now, and
So is it safe
were
to say,
good.
Anthony, you're catching up on a lot of Oscar picks?
I am.
And how's
Not a
that
bad
going?
thing.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. It's been kind of fun. Tanya surprised me. I really did like that movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
I haven't seen any of the Oscars, but kind of change subjects here. Netflix is taking away a lot of my cartoon shows that I used to watch when I go to
know.
bed.
How old are we? Okay, adult cartoons and Pokemon.
Archer's gone, Family Guy's gone, Futurama's gone. A lot of shows that like I zone out to and go to bed to are gone.
They're now with me in Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To that point, I've been watching a lot of The Office because I've only watched The Office complete once. So it's kind of it's nice to watch those again. And
Those are fun.
There's too many shitty episodes of The Office. Like, the last 3 seasons are not great.
Okay, the last 3 seasons, but like
Yeah.
the first 6 seasons
Oh,
are
they're good.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yes. It was good until Michael left.
Did you see that The Office's YouTube page made like a little like Making a Murderer like mini documentary about
Toby?
this- Yeah.
Yeah.
Scranton Strangler.
Okay, that was funny.
yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But other than that, I haven't had a chance to watch any movies outside of our main subjects. So just The Office for me.
Damn.
It's pretty fun.
I've watched way too many movies.
Surprise.
I was going to say, hold on.
Yeah, so let me pull up my Letterboxd app here. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Steelbook. Let's see here. Besides all of the Marvel movies that we've watched, I watched Back to the Future in theaters for the first time. I've seen it like 10 times, 10 plus.
You went to a fun theater to go watch that. I'm kind of jealous
Yeah,
that
Flicks
I
Brew
didn't come
House.
with you.
Yeah, it came with like a little menu. Great Scottish ale. It was one of the
Nice.
drinks, and it was just like a dark chocolate beer, and then they crushed
Yum.
some Whoppers and put it in there too. Just like, oh, why the fuck not? Whoppers.
Because nobody wants Whoppers.
Yeah, I know.
Whoppers are the worst candy.
Yeah, we've had this since
Gross.
Halloween, and we can't give it away, so crush it in beer.
I'll have you know that I was looking at T-shirts the other day, and it was Rick and Morty. It was Rick. He was saying Grace Scott,
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
and I actually knew
that's
that was
great.
from Back to the Future.
That's good. I gave it a 5 out of 5, of course, because it's an amazing movie.
What?
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
That's also his movie, so.
Yeah, I saw The House, so I randomly
Oh,
watched
really?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
and
What's that about?
The House, it has Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. Like, they turn their house into
I didn't
like
know
a
that was
gambling
on.
ring.
I need to go
Oh.
watch that.
It's either Netflix or Hulu. I want to say Netflix.
I read your review on Letterboxd.
You did?
And I was really actually surprised.
Way better than I thought
That's
it would
what
be.
I heard.
Yeah, surprisingly good.
I don't want to believe you.
It has an 18% on Rotten
just
Tomatoes.
You don't want to believe
18%?
Yeah.
any of the comedies anymore.
It's way better
That's
than that, though.
unfortunate.
It just looks like a turd.
It does, but it's an R-rated comedy, and they go total raunchy on it.
If you don't like raunchy humor, how does it land?
I mean, it's a little formulaic.
Yeah.
I will give it that, but
How do you not like raunchy humor?
Well, there's like raunchy humor that's sometimes clever, but raunchy for the sake of being raunchy is like, come on.
One of your favorite scenes from a movie is a shitting cat. How much further do we need to get?
But that's also
And one of the worst movies ever.
yeah, for you folks at home, one of John's favorite scenes of all time is from Scary Movie 2.
No, it's Date Movie.
Oh, that's even worse!
It's making fun of Meet the Parents. So
And then he lights a match after he's done shitting in a toilet.
Yeah, isn't it Meet the Fockers?
No,
it's one of those. It's
it's
what's
making
spoofing.
fun of Meet
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Fockers.
It's spoofing it.
It's actually pretty funny
It's
because
from Date Movie.
Yeah,
that's even worse.
he gets like
terrible
you can
movie.
see it's just his pod take a ton of toilet paper and then he like lights a match.
So fucking bad.
Moving on.
God damn it. I saw it because I have a daughter and she saw this on Netflix scrolling through. I saw the Emoji Movie all the way through. Like every time she sees it or she's like, what do you want to watch? She's always like, Emoji? I'm like, no, anything else? Gave it a 1 out of 5. It's a horrible movie.
I had a feeling.
It's so fucking bad.
Ugh, yikes.
One of my favorite genres is the heist film. And everybody around these parts calls me the heist hound.
I read this crap too on your letterbox.
The Hurricane Heist?
Yes.
Saw that with a friend of the show, Kevin, because we just wanted to see a fucking bad movie, and I will sniff out any heist movie that I can find. And Hurricane Heist was big pile of dog shit.
Would you give that one?
1.
A 1?
1 out of 5. Because there are some bad movies that are fun to watch. The first 5 minutes was the best, and then it got like super stupid, super bad. Yeah. I saw A Wrinkle in Time by myself.
Oh yeah, what do you think?
Fucking weird.
Yeah,
that movie's so weird. And
it gave a very weird vibe.
Yeah, I gave it a 2.5 just because it goes for like a lot of shit. This is like, it's not as good as this, but it's kind of like the never-ending story of like this generation. Like the 80s had Never-Ending Story, the 90s had The Pagemaster.
Oh yeah,
and this is this version of that. It's fucking weird, and not a lot of it makes sense. But
what
they
makes
go
it weird.
Just like the dimensions they go to, and how there are like no rules in the dimensions that they go to. It's fucking weird. It's really ballsy what they do. I don't really want to spoil a lot of it, but I don't know if you should see this movie either.
Yeah,
you know,
that just shows how terrible this movie is.
Yeah, it was bad. And now I'll throw it over to Brent, and we'll talk about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so Jake and I saw Tomb Raider because the other two boys couldn't make it. I was expecting more from it, unfortunately.
Definitely.
Obviously, it's a movie that's about a video game, but I don't know. I had higher hopes than some of the other previous like video game movies I've seen.
See, my thing is, it's one of the better video game translations.
Yeah. But that's not saying much because
it's not.
Most of them fall in between this like very thin layer of where they all just kind of fall into.
For sure. For me, I gave this movie a 3 out of 5. If you don't think about it, it's a fun ride. The last 5 minutes of this movie suck. Trying to like branch out and make this like sequel, like, oh, this person's actually the bad guy, even though it's pretty clear that this person was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And now in the sequel, we're gonna chase this person. It's just tacked on. It doesn't need to be.
There's some really great scenes where you can clearly see the budget where it was used properly.
But I have forgotten about this movie already, and we saw it a week ago. Like, it's very forgettable.
See, but I've been talking to people about like me seeing it, and I can't forget like some of the puzzles that are in the tomb.
Some of those are cool, but they all relate to like stepping on a switch,
right?
Which it's the most basic you can get with raiding a tomb.
Yeah, it's sad when I'm watching the film and I'm thinking to myself, man, I've seen better like puzzle stuff in National Treasure.
Yeah,
definitely. No, don't.
No, I'm serious.
Not in this
okay.
podcast.
The cage.
No, National Treasure has like Uncharted like tombs where like you have to solve a puzzle to do stuff.
But it's worse. It just looks better.
Yeah, well, Tomb Raider
with a better cast.
Tomb Raider is just all booby trapped. Like, there's no solving of anything.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, if we get through all the... No, there's one...
yeah, don't forget that one.
There's one color puzzle in this movie.
Well, stop there, because I don't want to be spoiled. I will see this movie.
When she solves it, she screams the name of the color like it's some type of thing to be proud of.
Dear! And then shoves it.
It's so funny.
Yikes. It's bad.
So what I want to ask you is, obviously this one's based off, or kind of inspired by the... Was it 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider?
Very much so. Like, there are some scenes that are like cut and paste from that game.
Which is totally okay because I love that game, but sounds like from your guys' feedback that some scenes really worked and then some scenes really didn't. Compared to the reboot of the video game, which is very grounded Lara Croft, you had your original PlayStation games, which were very eccentric for the time with Lara Croft and her adventures. And the original Tomb Raider played to that aspect.
With Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
Okay.
Which iteration are they different enough where each movie stands up on their own compared to their source material?
The source materials from each game like made what movie they were trying to represent. The Angelina Jolie ones definitely represents the PS1 era.
Right.
And this movie definitely represents the reboot to me.
Are they both good on their own, or do you think you like one more than the other?
It's been forever since I've seen the Jolie ones. But
Yeah.
from what I remember, I would say they're on par. This movie's on par with me with like the new Jumanji. Like, it's fun enough, but it's just like a popcorn flick. Like, you'll forget about it as soon as you're like done watching it.
Do you think both Lara Crofts are on par with each other? I think Angelina Jolie's is better. Just because she's...
I watched that movie when I was like 12. I hardly remember it. I remember her being okay. But yeah, it's hard for me to think back of a movie I've seen like 15 years
I remember
ago.
she felt more like a badass.
If they keep going with the video game source material, Rise of the Tomb Raider was an excellent video game.
Sure was.
And could very well play very much upon the setting for a sequel. So I would love to see that on screen. That'd be pretty cool.
I think a big thing was they needed to put more screen time of them in the tomb.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
more like diversity of the tomb.
Yeah, that was like the last third of this movie.
Well,
I
Rise of
wouldn't
the
even say last third. It's like
maybe
the last
fourth.
20 minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
even Rise of the Tomb Raider had like an awesome mountain climbing scene in the snow. There's some
Yeah.
cool Aztec
Like,
stuff.
This movie based on the 2013 game is only based on it in like the intro.
Gotcha.
Like the rest of it pays no mind to
Yeah.
the game at all.
And probably the one, my major gripes about it is the bad guy. He's just forgettable.
Yeah.
He's not really a bad guy, but I don't want to spoil it either. I want to talk about this more, but I can't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hold off there.
Yeah.
Brent, anything on beside Tomb Raider that you had a chance to watch lately?
Ex Machina.
Oh, yeah.
How did you like Ex Machina?
Fan-freaking-tastic.
You did
Yeah?
like that one.
Yeah, it was much better than...
Also, Alicia Vikander.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Compared to Annihilation?
Much better.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You weren't a big fan of Annihilation.
Okay, it's got Poe, and it's got the general from Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
General
Hux.
Thank you.
I rewatched that one as soon as like you watched it because I'm like, okay, I really liked Annihilation, but I want to see if I liked it better than Ex Machina, and I think I liked Annihilation a little bit better. I gave Ex Machina a 4. I gave Annihilation 4.5. Like they're close. They're both really fucking good movies.
And then Anthony, anything on your end you got to check out?
Yeah, I watched a couple. I'll go through them pretty quick. I went and watched 3 Billboards twice. Rented I, Tonya. Really did like that one. Rented Justice League. What a disaster freaking movie.
Was that the first time you saw it?
Yep.
I heard you talking about it, but I'm like, why is he
I was so,
ragging on it? if he's
so
seen it twice?
disappointed.
So what rating would you give these movies? I know. I'm pretty
gave-
sure I know what you would give Justice League.
You gave a 1, right?
Yeah, 1. I won't give it any higher. I want to bring down anyone else's star rating on it. I'll give it a 1. I, Tonya is solid 4. I mean, it was based on true events. I thought it did a good job. It was what it was. I don't know if you'd keep watching it because you know now that story. It's not kind of one that you keep revisiting, but she did a great job. I loved the mom who plays in
Allison
the show.
Janney.
Yeah, Allison Janney. She played a perfect Tanya's mom. So yeah, happy with the solid 4. 3 Billboards. I really want to give this one a 5, but it's got to be a 4.5 because of the ending. Me watching it twice really did help, and I didn't hate it as much as the first time, because if I were to talk to you the first time I saw it, I'd give it a 4.
I hated the ending. The ending is the worst part by far.
Like, it just-
but the performances
like-
are so fucking good.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
so
a good
good.
ending, but like you hated it.
No, it's a bad ending, and he liked it.
Yeah, it's a bad ending, and I love the movie.
He gave it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, so it's actually. Oh.
I'd give it a 4.5.
Man,
Now
man-
that I've rewatched it, that's a justice. And then the last one I watched was something we were going to podcast about, but we never got time. I rented Dark Tower.
Oh.
It was okay.
Rating.
What'd you rate it?
3.
What?
It's that good? I expected this to be like a turd sandwich.
Yeah.
It's watchable.
I had the option to buy the Steelbook for $20, and it looks really nice, but I'm like, I heard nothing but bad things about this movie.
Give it
Yeah.
a 3. I mean, it's
How
worth,
is
it's
Matthew
worth
McConaughey's acting?
Not bad. I'm not a big McConaughey fan, as you know.
Yeah.
But I loved him in True Detective,
Oh.
and he was okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's been good the past, like, what, 3-4 years?
Yeah.
In your opinion, to deserve the rag that it got?
no.
No?
I think it's probably just the time that it came out,
Sure.
but not terrible. I think it's worth a watch.
That was a hell of a month we took off to watch movies there.
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
I caught up.
And you only fucking watch The Office.
They took my
Oh,
cartoon,
and
so
of
I
course
watched The Office.
I have to give a shout out. That my clip today was Stephen Hawking on The Simpsons.
That was a good one.
He is now passed.
Very good.
But The Simpsons gave a very nice tweet that said thank you, and showed him flying his chair into the sunset. So that was nice. Good job, Simpsons. They keep it up.
Good stuff.
right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the main portion of our show, and that's going to be Marvel Phase 2.
Okay, what type of meat is this, John?
Let's call this the center cut. Center cut.
We'll call this a prime rib.
Juicy shit.
Yeah. Oh, fat in there.
Yeah.
Because we're right in the
That's
middle
best
of the Marvel phases, and this is Phase 2. We finished Marvel Phase 1. The movies that included in this phase, Jake, want to cover those?
Yep, there are 6 movies in MCU Phase 2. They are Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man?
So this was a continuation of our road to Infinity War. Our goal here is to rewatch these movies, give it a nice star rating, and see how these movies hold up over time, because these movies are going on 5 to 10 years old, depending on where you're at on the phases. But, because we got a lot to cover over here, going over our recapping from Marvel Phase 1, we kind of rated Marvel Phase 1, overall feelings were about a 3 for the overall first series of the movies.
Yep.
Favorites being Iron Man, Captain America, and we were all kind of... Avengers was decent for some around.
Should we go through like our ratings of Phase 1? Like,
Yeah, we can do that real
movie by
quick.
movie? Okay. Let's see here. Number 1 in Phase 1 was Iron Man. Number 2 was Captain America: The First Avenger. Number 3 was The Avengers. Number 4 was Thor. Number 5 was Iron Man 2. And number 6 was The Incredible Hulk.
So our goal here is to give our star ratings on individual movies, and that towards the later portion of this, we're going to go trying to re-rank the Marvel movies with the Phase 2 included. But first, we got to dissect these first movies. And that is going to be the first one's going to be Iron Man 3, 2013.
The budget of Iron Man 3 was $200 million.
Jesus.
And the box office, worldwide, $1.25 billion, making this the 14th highest grossing movie of all time.
Woo!
Yeah. How does this movie hold up for you guys this time around?
The best part about this movie by far is Tony Stark and Agent Rhodes, like when they have that little buddy cop segment.
Sure.
That's my favorite part by far in this film. But there's just not enough of it. They were together for like 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, for me, it was, this is going to kind of, me and Brand have talked about this before, but it's just a lot more of Iron Man outside of the suit. And that didn't really work with me as much this time around. And rewatching it, like, it wasn't as bad as I remembered. I remember not liking this movie a lot upon watching it last time, but it was nice to see kind of Tony involved in a little bit in the PTSD that he had.
Yeah, I guess it was okay. I don't know how well Robert Downey Jr. played off the PTSD, but it's a cool concept.
It was a cool concept, and it plays so much to the like Avengers movie, which is a nice, just kind of overarching theme.
I like the first time when he gets PTSD, and then like he randomly just runs to his suit, which he parks like a car, and then he just like jumps right in, back into it, and flies away.
Right,
That
yeah.
part was pretty cool.
The bad guy in this movie, got his name, Guy Pearce.
Yeah,
Aldridge
Guy Pearce.
Killian.
Yeah, and the extremis is the kind of the plot here.
Yeah.
That didn't really hold up for me as well.
Okay, when you first see him at the beginning of the movie, like in the 90s at that party,
Yeah,
he reminds me a lot of fucking Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like
Kind
this
of.
nerdy ass, or the Riddler from Batman Forever.
that too.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
there's just this type of this like nerd that wants to get close to someone famous, someone popular, and they deny him, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to get evil."
That's the plot of The Incredibles.
Yeah, that too. There's a lot of this shit, and that kind of bothers me because that's 4 within the past like 10 years. It's crazy. 10, 15 years.
What really bothered me about Iron Man 3 was the final sequences where Gwyneth Paltrow character falls into the fire, and she's okay because she has the extremis in her body, whatever that mechanic is. And then at the end, we can take it out because it's okay. Whatever they're done to their bodies, they're not coming back for that. So, what?
They're building up Don Cheadle in this one too, and I don't know.
You just don't like Don Cheadle.
I
think that's why
I
it
don't
is.
not like Don Cheadle.
Well, I totally forgot about the Iron Patriot.
Right.
I remember War
Really?
Machine, but I did not remember the Iron Patriot at all.
See, I like that.
But it does nothing. You don't see him
Yeah,
anymore outside of this
right.
movie.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I
He
guess
goes right back to War Machine.
Which,
with no reason why
Right,
either.
Right.
Well, we have to talk about the Mandarin, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's like the fake bad guy, but in all of the marketing beforehand, he was like the main bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ben Kingsley, and like his character of being like a street bum was okay, but I just don't like the twist.
Well, yeah, the Mandarin videos itself were really fucking cool, like very like Al Qaeda esque.
But
Yeah.
his accent took me out of it.
See, I didn't mind it.
Oh, really?
You'll never see me coming. I like that.
That sounds like Clint Eastwood trying to do a Middle Eastern accent. Like, it's just not gonna work.
It might be bad, but I got used to it, and I liked his voice in it. I guess I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad.
Even if you didn't like it, once you know it's a street bum performing, that kind of makes it that much better.
Right, but the fact that that's fooling Iron Man and like the rest of the United States, that he's an actual terrorist, it's like,
I still like the fact that Marvel was like ballsy enough to do that. I don't like the main bad guy at the end, but I like how they swerved fucking everybody because nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
I know this goes back to my point about not being a suit, but I didn't care for the kid segment at all.
No.
But that's where we threw in Mr. Lee as the pageant judge.
That's true.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. the whole scene where he's in town with that kid was almost unnecessary.
It's very hit or miss for sure. Like it either like it works for what it's trying to do, or it's trying to be like too cute, or its jokes just fall flat.
Well, that and like you have this extreme, the bad guys with the thing in them, and they're attacking Tony, and one guy gets distracted because the kid throws a snowball at him.
Yeah,
like what? No, it doesn't fly. I'm gonna fall back before I shoot because I got hit with a snowball. Even though I'm packing all this extremis in my body.
Plus,
get out of here.
It couldn't just be this kid. It had to be this kid that didn't have a dad. So they had like this bond because neither of them really had their dads growing up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, really?
I can't really defend the kid. I'm just saying he doesn't bother me that much.
Oh.
The only thing that I really liked towards the ending was just the fact that he got the pieces taken out. That was like a nice final touch to the Iron Man trilogy.
Yeah. Well, Iron Man 1 had like the whole suit. Iron Man 2 had like that suitcase suit. Yeah. Iron Man 3, it's just a whole bunch of pieces.
But the problem is when they do the Avengers, it's not pieces anymore, except for like the Hulkbuster. But that's completely awesome.
In Age of Ultron?
Yeah, but then again, it's like 5 pieces.
They're pieces.
Well, I mean, they're pieces, but they're like 5, not 1,000.
True. That's true. He just did some tweaking.
And he's like waiting 5 minutes for all the pieces to come.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fun. Like some of the best action moments are when like he only has like a leg blaster and an arm cannon. Like, those two things are cool. Yeah. Like, when he's in that jail.
The one thing I do appreciate them, for some reason, I don't know why I appreciate this so much, but, like, the fact that it's all in a bunch of pieces that come, and then at one point he gets, like, shoved or like, he falls or something, and it just all shatters off of him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or, like, at the end fight where there's, like, 30 different types of Iron Man suits.
Yeah. It was cool to see the variations because some of them played to some Marvel Iron Man comics, which was kind of just nice to see for a little bit on screen. Well, for the sake of time, we have to keep moving. But first, we got to give our star rating on Iron Man 3. Brent, I'm gonna have you kick off Iron Man 3 with your star rating.
This is a twofer.
Wow.
2?
So is this the worst Iron Man movie to you?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like it's said that
worse than Iron Man 2.
That's crazy.
Like Mickey Rourke is a better bad guy.
That's true.
Even though his fight scenes are terrible. I want my bird.
Yeah.
I would rather watch that scene over and over again than anything with the what's his face or Guy Pearce.
Anthony?
You gave it just a 2.
A 2?
Oh, I'll give it a 3. I think it's fair of a 3. It's not terrible, and it fits into the universe.
For 3.
Yep.
I'm right there with you. It's better than Iron Man 2. It's not anywhere near Iron Man 1. Solid 3. Jake?
I gave Iron Man 1 a 3.5. I gave Iron Man 2 a 2.5. Iron Man 3 is right in the middle, getting a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, in my defense, I only gave Iron Man 2 a 2.5.
All right, let's jump into our next movie, and that is going to be Thor: The Dark World. Also came out in 2013.
The budget of this movie was $170 million. So for some reason, this is $30 million less than Iron Man 3, even though it looks pretty damn good. The box office for this movie, $644 million, which is crazy. It did pretty damn well.
Wow. When did this fall in the timeline, though?
This is after,
right after Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Like November.
After Avengers. So Thor's had some time on screen.
Yeah, remember when Natalie Portman like punches Loki's like, this is for New York!
Yeah, I'm guessing it was because there was all the hype from Avengers. And it was like, oh man, I can't wait to see more Thor.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's what helped all of these movies. Like, the Avengers was this big, momentous occasion. And people are like, oh, what's Iron Man up to? Oh, what's Thor up to? Oh, what's Cap up to?
That's true.
Going from our last podcast about Marvel phases, I really liked Thor the original. The Dark World kind of takes a step back from the original for me. Really? This one is generic as all could be. The only thing it really has going for it is some visual effects and like introduction to what ends up being an Infinity Stone.
This movie is so boring and uninteresting. It's so bad. Like, there's 2 good parts in this movie to me. Number 1, it's when like Thor and Loki team up, where like they give like a fake out to where like they chop off his hand.
Yep, that was good.
That part was cool. The other part was the portal fight at the end, and only that was only semi cool. They could have done so much more with portals.
Yeah, just fighting between worlds like that and dimensions. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I love the game Portal. So like anytime they can like do something like that, we're like, oh, you're in one place, and then you jump in a thing.
okay.
Oh, you're in another.
That was pretty sweet. Where they're like throwing stuff into it, and it just keeps coming up and down.
Yeah, that's when they first found them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's actually pretty sweet.
Once again, like I just did not care for Natalie Portman's character in this, nor I didn't need Kat Jennings again.
Oh man, she
was just bad in this.
She was not even.
She wasn't even a broke girl in this one.
Whoa.
Okay.
And she had to throw in her meow meow line, just flying past her. Yeah, that was cool when Mjolnir. Meow meow. Maybe I should just say meow meow. Mjolnir. It was kind of cool when Mjolnir was going through all the portals too, like trying to chase Thor.
Right, and then
That
like,
was neat.
And like, doesn't he get to a fight where it has to come from a whole other planet across the galaxy, and it has to travel to him? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like that part. The worst thing about this for me, the movie, is the bad guy. The bad guy is so generic, and no one gives a crap about dark elves.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a dark elf. Take me seriously.
Hey.
Right. It's just so bad.
No, stop, Brett.
I get trying to build like some Greek or Asgard lore, but that does just not translate well to an audience unless you're a hardcore Thor Marvel fan.
Did you know Patty Jenkins was supposed to direct this?
Really?
The person who directed Wonder Woman. And that's the main reason why Natalie Portman hasn't been back in any of these movies, because she had a say in she said, oh, Patty Jenkins would be a good fit for this movie. So once Patty Jenkins was in there, Natalie Portman was like so gung-ho to go.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she left, Natalie Portman was just like, okay, I'm going to do this movie and I'm not going to do any more.
Wow.
So that's why she's not back.
Dang.
I'm okay with that.
She couldn't have done worse than this movie.
That's true.
Assuming we don't have too much else to say about Thor: The Dark World.
The ending is the main thing, where there's Loki in the chair, like you think he takes over like Odin's spot.
Oh yeah.
When I first saw this, I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then Ragnarok happens, and it's just a fucking joke.
Yeah.
But one of the best jokes of that movie.
It is pretty good, but
Yeah.
still, like the end of this movie was taken like so super seriously. Like, oh, what the fuck's Loki gonna do? He's gonna cause some shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like played for laughs.
That's also to the change in tones that Marvel went with. You got Guardians that came in, so no one could have saw that tone change happening.
Not at all.
Exactly right.
There's a mid-credit scene in here, which is cool too, because they're bringing that Infinity Stone. Two of like the Warriors 3 go to the Collector from Guardians, and they bring it to him. So I guess the Collector had 2 Infinity Stones.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to take place before Guardians.
Yeah.
Right. So when you go to Guardians, you only think he has one.
Yep.
And then they give him a second one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the after credit scene is so stupid. It's just like, oh, I want my Thor. And then it's like, hey, my boyfriend's back. And Thor comes and they just fucking kiss. And then there's that creature that runs.
All right, Anthony, why don't you kick this off with a star rating?
All right, so I truly have to give this a 2 because I gave Thor a 2.5, and this was worse than the first one. So 2.
Really? I can't believe you guys think this is worse.
I can't believe you think this is better.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's not worse.
I think this is definitely worse than the first Thor, which is going to prompt me to say a 2.5 for this movie. It's just an average movie for me.
I'm with Anthony. Thor 2 gets a 2.
I gave Thor 1 a 2, and I will give this a 2 because I think they're on par. Thor 1 was so freaking boring. I didn't care.
This movie is more boring than Thor 1.
No.
Yes.
Equally boring.
No. I don't think so at
The
all.
first one was so bad. I didn't give a crap what happened to Natalie Portman. I didn't really care what happened to Thor at that point. I was like, oh, he's going to get his hammer back. I don't really care how. This one, I was just like, they're throwing so much stuff at me. I don't even know what's going on. But
I love the first Thor just because of how obnoxious he is. I actually
Yeah.
like that part about it. And that's
Yeah.
when he's so Thor 2, he's so humble and he's all straight now. It's just like bleh.
Okay, so there's a Stan Lee cameo in this one as well, as with every Marvel movie. When the Sarsgaard, the professor guy, when he's talking in the mental institution, Stan Lee's there and he's like, "Oh, will you turn the TV back on?"
I forgot that scene existed.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, there's that. Let's jump into Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014.
Yeah, the budget for the Winter Soldier was $177 million, so a little bit more than Thor: The Dark World. Also made a little bit more than Thor 2. Box office was $714 million.
So this one for me is definitely an improvement over the first Captain America. But rewatching it actually didn't hold up for me as well. It's fine it's definitely fine on its own. I'll give it that. It's a good Captain America movie.
I can't believe you didn't like this movie that much.
I'm just saying it's not as good as I remember it.
There's so many good scenes in this movie.
It's fantastic.
Like what?
Okay,
Well,
so
Yeah,
so
no, you go, Brent.
The buildup of Winter Soldier himself, Bucky, like the not knowing who he is, like the secrecy to him, and then finally figuring out who he is. It's like, oh god, it's just mind blowing.
Is it though?
It is. How is that not mind blowing to you?
I remember watching the trailers for this back in the day, and like being like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it's clearly Bucky.
Well, yeah, the trailer spoiled that for sure,
Yeah.
but it still plays really damn well in this
Yeah.
movie.
I didn't think it was as big as a twist as you're making out to be. But
Because
anyway,
it
keep
was
going.
spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you didn't think it was a twist.
If it's
But I don't think I actually saw the trailer, so it was actually a surprise to me.
Okay.
I'm like, oh shit, that guy died. Mm-hmm. Maybe not. And there's some really good scenes in, like the elevator scene where Crossbones is trying to subdue Captain America with like 8 other guys in the elevator, and you know what's going to happen, but there's always that little bit of tension that's like, all right, when's this going to happen?
And it's still fucking cool.
And it's still amazing. Mm-hmm. The fight scene's just amazing.
The first fight scene where like he jumps out of the airplane, which number one, he should have done that in the first movie, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have to be like frozen and dead for 70 years, but whatever. But this one, he jumps out of the plane, goes on that cargo ship, and just starts fucking ragdolling these assholes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But-
like just his super kicks just make people fly like 50 feet.
Yeah.
can I just say I don't really like the Falcon character at all.
What?
No.
He's better than Rhodey.
I
The way they're set up in this, like this movie starts off with
Yeah.
them jogging and Cap's like, to your left.
Yeah.
They have a better connection through this one movie than Rhodey and Tony Stark do in 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay.
Falcon's kind of generic as hell.
I mean,
Yes.
he's not like super in depth, but like he's great for what he is.
Yeah, he's got wings and guns.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want from him?
I don't like how he fits into this movie.
Anthony, say something.
I'm
Falcon.
kind of with John on this one. I'm not a big Falcon fan.
Okay, to be fair, Falcon is like
He's a
Iron
side character.
Falcon
I
is
get
like
it.
Iron Man, but worse. Like, I get
I
that.
get him.
Yeah.
I get it.
He's all based off his tech.
Yeah, but for what Falcon does, he does well. I really like Anthony Mackie playing this character.
Yeah, plus I think he's a perfect fit for what Captain would have as a sidekick, like a loyal duo. Plus, okay. So another great scene, obviously, is where Winter Soldier actually catches up to them. It's Black Widow, Falcon, and Captain America
On the highway.
Yeah, that whole scene's amazing. Where he he gets them out of the car essentially, and then there's the other Hydra cars that are behind them, and there's that whole fight scene that ensues between the two levels of the highway.
I'm not saying it's a bad scene.
Nick Fury does some awesome shit in this movie.
He does.
Like the driving thing is cool.
Yeah, that
whole
that-
chase
that
is
was
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
And then he just like cuts himself into the sewer like bye.
Yeah,
That part was a stretch.
I liked it though. It was fun.
Yeah,
scene
they do
that-
it twice in the movie.
yeah.
This movie is just fun.
Yeah.
I love this movie. Like it takes itself just serious enough for me to take it seriously. This is a fun fucking ride.
Yeah.
It's fair to say that you guys really like the action in this movie.
The action's good. I like all the political shit in it too though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like at the very end when Black Widow has to like stand up in front of Congress. I really liked that.
Yeah, she didn't really take it seriously enough, though.
What are you talking about?
Like, she's done some dark stuff, and so she's on like, yeah, you know about it now, but what are you going to do? Stop me? You need me. And walks away, like, all powerful and like she's some kind of hot shit. No.
What's wrong with that? Why wouldn't she do that?
She should be held accountable.
I don't think you've liked Black Widow in any of these movies, John.
It's because basically she's eye candy or she's a joke.
We'll get to a movie. We'll get to a movie where she's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far, she's been really good.
Black Widow?
Yeah.
No.
The 3 movies she's been in, I've liked her.
Okay.
She's
that's
a decent
fine.
side cast.
I've liked her character. Yeah. Stan Lee cameo was kind of fun. He was a guard at the Smithsonian
Yep.
when Cap went there. Mid-credit scene was the first look that we got at Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch from Age
Yeah.
of Ultron. They were like
Yep.
stuck
That
in
was-
that cage
That was cool.
with Baron von Sydow and everything. And then the after credits, Bucky might be turning good. He goes to that Cap exhibit at the Smithsonian. He's like, "Oh, you're my friend."
That
He's
was
just looking at the glass.
that scene in particular is the only thing that really gaps this movie with Civil War. Because Civil War, you have to assume that Bucky has almost got his entire memory back.
He's just doing research on it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not fighting Cap at all, really, in Civil War. All right, so let's go ahead and give a star rating on Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And going in order, I'll go ahead and kick it off. I gave the original Captain America a 3, and despite my grievances with this movie, I still think it's an improvement. So I'm going to give this movie a 3.5.
I thought you were gonna go way worse than that.
No, it's not. Like I said, I don't. And this movie doesn't hold up as well for me, but it doesn't mean it's still it's not a bad movie by any means. So definitely better better than some other Marvel movies.
I gave the first movie a 3.5, and it's a big regret for me. I should have gave it a 4. But
Join the club.
Yeah, I know, but I'm stuck at 3.5 forever, so fuck me. Winter Soldier, I'm also gonna give a 4 out of 5. This movie is awesome. It's on par with the first one. I think it's a little bit better, but not like enough better to be
Do you have a half
better.
star? Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's pretty much my same thing. It's so much different than the first one, but they're equally good. They're on
Yeah.
the same level of excellence. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 as well.
Yep, I'm right with John. I gave Captain America 3. It was a little bit better, in my opinion, to the storyline, so 3.5 as well.
Let's jump into a more. I'm excited for this one to talk about this one with you guys. It's been a while. It has Guardians of the Galaxy, which came out in 2014.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
This one holds up for me anyway.
The humor in it holds up for me.
Let's see here. The budget of Guardians is $232 million, so pretty big, almost $250 million.
A lot of CG in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the box office is pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
$773 million.
Yeah, this movie killed it.
I know the year it came out, it was the highest grossing movie of that year domestically. So.
Right. I think I actually saw this movie twice.
I did too.
2 or
In
3 times,
theaters.
actually.
Compared to other Marvel movies, I think this one has the most fun with itself.
Most
also,
definitely. This one is just fucking fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like legit fun.
I think Winter Soldier takes itself a little more seriously.
Yeah, this is just like having a good ass time.
Right.
But the funny thing is, Guardians of the Galaxy actually has a lot more at stake than Winter Soldier, and it still pulls off a great humor. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
it still has some very this movie still has some great serious moments.
Yes. I was just about to say that.
Like this movie still tugs at some strings when I watched it earlier this week.
When it's first Star-Lord holding the Infinity Stone and Gamora's reaching out to him and it's his mom in the flashback.
Yeah.
Every time I see that, I get fucking goosebumps all over.
Yeah, that part
It's
is
so good.
So good. Mm-hmm. Not to mention that scene in particular, I think that's one of the best Marvel CG where they're deteriorating from the stone, and that cloud is so awesome.
Well, first they have this freeze frame pan around thing where it's barely moving where they're reaching for the stone.
Yeah.
That part looks fucking cool. And all of their eyes are all glassy and reflective and everything. Yeah. And then the whole purple smoke thing happens, and it looks so fucking good.
Totally forgot about after rewatching it this time was they talk about how there's like a group or council of people who could use the Infinity Stone, but they had to be like a true group, strong people, and they had to be in unity.
There's 12 of them that would try to split the power.
Yeah. And then the Guardians do it at the end. It just makes that more I don't know why I missed that the first times I watched this movie, but it really hits it this time around.
This one was the biggest risk ever.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew anything about the Guardians going into this.
I remember hearing reviews about this when it came out. I was like, this will be our generation of Star Wars. And I kind of like this better than the most recent Star Wars movie.
I think I remember thinking oh god, Vin Diesel's gonna do voice acting?
Right.
Mm-hmm. What the hell?
Bradley Cooper's a fucking raccoon. Why am I watching this?
Right.
And then
He's actually, I don't know.
No, he's good in this
No.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
Oh,
before
definitely.
I went into
you
it.
were uneasy about
I'm
it?
like, what is this?
and this kind of got what's his name, Dave Bautista,
Yeah.
back into some films. He
Not
did some,
back into it. It
This
exploded.
started-
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, then he do WWE films.
No,
No,
he did
not really.
I think his biggest movie before this was a movie directed by the RZA, The Man in the Iron Fist.
Okay.
And nobody has heard anything of that. This is his breakout role for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he nailed it.
I thought Villain was good too, of Ronan, who was kind of a on play of Thanos.
Yeah. He
I love the actor.
Yeah.
He was a little generic.
Yeah, Lee Pace.
Yeah.
Kind
That guy's
of,
phenomenal.
but he is also a villain that doesn't go away. Everything blows up and everything's to shit at the end, and he's still standing there.
Yeah, because of the Infinity Stone. But
Yeah.
I do like his supreme power.
Yes.
I do like that part.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the worst part for me is the villain, because Marvel has a bad time with villains, period. So this guy is just a force, even though he's not a very he's only strong because of the Infinity Stone.
Right.
But it kind of makes me imagine okay, he's had one Infinity Stone and they had a hard time beating him. Imagine Thanos having all 6.
But then again, it kind of it is actually a lot like the Star Trek, the first one, where it's a fanatic who has a ship and some followers who can do a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. And I think the fanatic term fits him perfectly because he's just kind of crazy. And I think Lee Pace, oh my god,
I don't think this would work as well if we didn't have that Thanos scene where Thanos is
Right.
you're a boy. You don't know what power you're
Oh,
messing
definitely.
with."
That went a long ways.
And I think this is the first movie we actually see a full-fledged Thanos.
like in an actual
Yep.
movie and
Yeah.
not like an
Yeah.
end credit scene.
By the way, I like the way
Yondu.
Thanos looks
Oh.
in that.
Yes.
more than than Infinity War.
Absolutely. He looks
Why?
so much more threatening in this one.
Going to the final fight scene, or kind of like the final war, really, when they're going down and all those Novagard ships like link together and try to stop his ship. I love that scene.
Where it makes a net.
yeah. I
Bad structural design though.
like that.
If you go too fast, they all break and die.
I like that part, especially like it's a little more touching when he does like the Infinity Stone uses it to destroy all their ships, and half their army is like all their army is destroyed.
Yeah.
Actually, that destroys the barrier. Not going fast.
Oh, the stone.
He actually
the stone.
uses
True.
the stone to
Okay.
obliterate
That makes
him.
more sense. I'm just trying to nitpick.
Which
something. I like it too.
That scene actually, the part where Rocket comes out of nowhere with his fleet
Yeah.
of what's
Yondu's
Yondu's
group.
fleet, like that gave me tingles too.
God,
I'm
I
like,
love Yondu.
come on, here comes the cavalry.
Actually, I didn't like Yondu before I watched. I mean, Yondu was Yondu.
He was better in the second one. You're right.
well, you just
no-
got development from him.
Yes, now I know where he goes in
Yeah.
Guardians 2.
The best thing about Yondu in this first movie is his arrow.
Oh, for sure.
His arrow is so fucking
Oh
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
Where he has that first like mega death scene where it's just him
He kills,
versus like
like,
100
12
other
people.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them. Yeah.
we need to talk about like one of the best things about the Guardians of the Galaxy series is
Yeah.
the soundtrack.
Yes.
Oh,
and it
because-
plays a big part in the movie too.
Right. They,
Yeah.
I remember watching the previews and thinking, oh man, there's some pretty good soundtracks in there. And then I remember watching the opening scene where he's just like playing Redbone. Is it Redbone?
Not
it's
Redbone.
The band is Redbone.
Oh, okay.
And they're playing that song, and he's just going around in the cave kicking little rat
Coming
things and
to
Yeah.
your
jumping in the cavern. And
love.
it's like, this is so amazing.
Like when it first says, "Hey," that's when Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy title screen pops up so fucking huge.
yeah, it's so awesome.
This movie has so much style.
I was so instantly hooked into a movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to see what happens. This is amazing.
And when like the whole team gets together, like in their suits for the first time, Cherry Bomb's playing.
Right.
Fucking love that song as
Yeah.
soon as I heard it in here.
Yeah, where they're all walking down the ship and they're all
Yeah.
like coming out of their corridors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a bad song in this soundtrack.
No.
All of it fucking works.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little bit about the Collector from that mid-credit
Oh, yeah,
scene.
yeah.
The Collector's cool in here, but the planet they go to, nowhere. It's just this giant floating skull of a Titan.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
And they're using it for mining.
Yeah.
It's like such a good resource.
Uh-huh.
I really like this movie because it also gave like the first really effective space travel in Marvel movies. Because Thor kind of does like a transportation thing, like teleporting, but the Guardians actually travel through space and you get to go to different
Yeah.
areas, which felt really cool.
Yeah.
Especially with Infinity War coming up, like Guardians was the first one to do like galactic warfare, and thank God it did it right because they like are fucking putting all their money into that, into
Right.
like galactic shit now.
Yeah.
Which is cool, very cool.
Plus, you even got your little bit of a heist, them escaping from prison.
You sure do, don't
Which
you?
is actually a really good small heist part.
And another scene that just came back to me, and also is probably one of the saddest scenes, knowing what James Gunn has said about it, knowing that the original Groot from this movie is dead.
Dead.
He
Yeah.
did sacrifice
See?
himself.
Is that sad? It's just like it was never explained. Like it was never explained in the movie.
God,
the
it was
direct.
sad when it happened. I mean, Rocket, that's his
Yeah.
best friend. And he's holding one piece of him.
Yeah, no. In this movie, it was very sad. But then, like when the second movie came out, and James Gunn's like, "No, this isn't the same Groot. It's a new Groot growing up." I'm just like, okay. I mean, he says 3 words. He doesn't really. I don't know. He acts the
Yeah.
exact same. So I just thought he was the same.
Yeah, I guess that when I watched the first time, I was thinking like, oh, Groot's not really dead. He's just being reborn, which, I mean, you could argue for that. But it was just watching that scene again, knowing what the director had said, what intended for that scene.
Yeah.
Like it definitely felt more. It definitely gave it more dramatic, sad feel for me.
You don't have this huge barbarian anymore who took out all those people by just flinging them around.
yeah.
No, you have this little Groot who's
Yeah.
dancing around to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as we can keep gushing about this
I
movie,
know.
we
know.
got to keep going on.
Okay, Stan Lee cameo. This is probably the weakest one that I've seen because it's when Rocket and Groot they're first like examining people
Yeah.
in that one area, and then it's just him and they're talking about him.
And he's hitting on some girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, where's your wife?
Very weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the post-credit scene. At first I thought this was Baby Groot when we first saw it, but then Guardians 2 calls him Baby Groot, so this would be like infant Groot.
Yeah.
It's just like him dancing to the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
And
It's like a
then
little
Drax,
twig.
And Drax is
trying
pointing
to
his
catch
blade.
him dancing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then he stands still when Drax looks
See,
at
I
him.
love that.
No, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very classic slapstick, but it fucking works.
Yeah.
And then the post-credit was Howard the Duck
Duck.
was randomly in the collection.
I'm
Just
just so
really
happy
weird.
that's not a thing anymore.
He's in 2
Yeah.
Well,
That's,
yeah.
at the end again.
That's true.
I hope Howard the Duck's in Infinity War. That'd be great. Just throw every fucking buddy in. That'd be fun.
All right, it's time to give our star rating on Guardians, and we're going to throw it to Jake this time to kick it off.
Okay. So this movie, I am rating a 4 out of 5, just like I did to Winter Soldier. I fucking love this movie. I loved it as soon as I saw it, and I've probably seen this like 5 or 6 times, and it's never gotten old. So that's got to mean something about like how good the movie is, at least to me. So 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
See, I think I agree with you, but I have to go 4.5 because it's just that slightly next step above some of my other favorite Marvel movies. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen this movie. It's every single bit of it is equally as great as the first time I saw it. So yeah, 4.5 for me.
Man, I'm right with you, but I don't have any holes on it. I'm giving it a 5.
Wow. Solid 5 out of 5?
5 banger.
Wow. We don't pull those out too often around here, folks.
No, we do not.
So Anthony's feeling pretty passionate. I'm right there with the crap with the table so far. 4.5. Great movie.
I can't believe I was the lowest one.
I know. I can't believe that either.
Yeah, I was surprised when you gave your rating. Yeah, so good. We need to jump to the next movie, and that is Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015.
The budget of the Avengers: Age of Ultron, $316 million.
That makes sense. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, the box office worldwide for this movie, $1.4 billion, which makes this the 7th highest grossing movie of all time. Can I kick this off with the first 5 minutes of this movie?
Yeah.
I remember seeing it the first time, that action scene in like the snow. I remember being blown away the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Watching it now, that CG sucks. Like the graphics fucking are totally awful. This is probably the worst graphics I've seen in a movie thus far. This is worse than Thor.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
This is really bad. The first 5 minutes are that bad. Ultron looks so shitty in this, which is crazy because they make Iron Man look so good. I don't know how they can make Ultron look this bad.
I had more problem with like James Spader voice. Like that voice didn't like they didn't do anything to his voice really. Like it was just James Spader
James
talking.
Spader.
Yeah. But I didn't really find it like it wasn't a bad fit. It just didn't do much for me.
But he's like the creation of Tony Stark, so they needed somebody that had like that much snark.
Yeah.
And James
Yeah.
Spader can do that.
Yes. An intelligent,
Plus, they needed something
self-running machine.
kind of like what Vision is, like that smooth undertone, like
Jarvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces to this movie that to me just kind of make this feel like a chunk by chunk by chunk movie, and it didn't actually sit with me as well as watching it again. I've seen this movie like 3 times now, I think.
Okay.
And I still think Avengers 1 is better than Ultron.
I think that too, but I remember this is my second time watching it. The first time was in theaters, and I really didn't like it. This second time, I liked it more than I thought I would.
Really?
I will say that because there are a lot of scenes, like you said, it's very like chunky.
Yeah.
But some of the scenes are really fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them suck, but a lot of them are really good. Like the Hulk versus Hulkbuster stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That whole scene is awesome.
I lost my shit when I saw that.
It's amazing. And like there's humor and action and
Yeah.
it's fucking serious and there's like people's lives at risk and I
Right.
don't know, it's cool. Like the go to sleep. Like,
Right.
just keep on punching him in the head.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Like this is the first time we're teased about Wakanda, which is kind of nice, giving
Oh,
some
yeah.
context to the
Plus Andy Serkis.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the first time that we see Claw.
Yeah.
And he's not even Claw yet.
No.
Right. And then we like some of the scenes that actually I didn't like as much. The party scene for some reason wasn't as funny this time around for me.
I liked it.
I think the only part I really liked was Thor practicing pulling the part, but that was right before Ultron comes alive anyway.
I liked how both Tony, yeah, it was Tony and Thor talking about their girlfriends, like why neither of them were there.
Yep.
And then at the very end, Thor's just like, "Oh, Jane's better." I thought that part was really funny.
The twins being introduced in this movie.
Yeah.
Do you guys like that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think the twins.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
one, their accents are horrible.
Yeah.
Plus, the actor for Quicksilver was not a good fit for him.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I like the actor, but
Well, plus Quicksilver was done much better in X-Men: Days of Future Past.
That's the hard.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Yep.
No.
I agree with that. And his death scene was really dumb. I think.
yeah.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
And then he died, and that was so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. Scarlet Witch is okay, just because she doesn't have to talk much, but
She talks enough.
enough.
I just like how when she does like all of her black magic shit, it looks kind of like demented horror movie. Like it's just like you're missing a couple frames when she's moving.
Right.
I like that look.
She fulfills the witch part of her name.
I wanted her to do more of that stuff because you only really see that when she's moving. Like when she gives visions to everybody else, like that part isn't really there.
Right. Some of the best scenes for me that actually reflect from the Avengers 1. Avengers 1 had a scene where they're on the destroyed road and they're doing like a 360 cam around them as they're looking at the bad guys surrounding them. In this one, it's Ultron's robots coming in around that fat well tower.
Yeah.
It does like another like 360 rotation, slow-mo, while all the superheroes are fighting in slow motion.
That was
fighting
cool.
Yeah. I really like that scene.
To be fair, like Hawkeye sucks, and they try to make him cool in this movie, but he still sucks.
They're trying to make a family man out of him.
Yeah,
It's like-
which I did like, but you have to do something to Hawkeye because Hawkeye sucks. But like he pulled when Black Widow was like making everybody like see things. Hawkeye pulled out like a shock arrow and just stabbed her in the head. He's like, "Oh, I'm not into this whole mind control thing." But he does like this shock arrow to the head like 3 or 4 different times in this movie. I'm like, is that the only thing you have to do here, Hawkeye?
Pretty much.
And then there's one part in that 360 shot where like he runs out of arrows, so he just throws his bow and starts punching robots. I'm like, you would be dead.
Yeah.
These robots would kill you, Hawkeye.
Instantly.
One other scene I actually want to talk about I really liked was the final scene with Ultron. And it was between him and Vision.
Yeah.
Just him, the little exchange between those two. Because they're officially like, Vision's supposed to be like an AI humanoid thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ultron's literally just an AI.
Yeah, well, they have like the first conversation they have is when both of them are only AIs.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you would be able to shoot that, but it was kind of done kind of well.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
It was like how you would imagine like one AI, how it would form talking to another AI. And
Well, it's cool because they
was kinda
give us
cool.
like a visual of like the brain
Yeah.
AI algorithms and how it's working. Like to that point, that was cool.
Yeah, I don't know how else you would film that. So
I
for
don't
what
know
they
either.
did, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Vision goes,
Yeah, Vision is fucking cool.
Vision is
I like
cool.
him a lot in this.
I like him a lot in this.
Yeah.
I don't like him in Civil War.
This one, he's cool. He's like fucking Frankenstein's monster at the
Yeah.
beginning. And then it's like, oh no, I actually know a lot of things. And he's like the only person that's able to pick up Thor's hammer, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's-
oh, here you go.
Yeah. Sorry, you dropped this.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
what was our Stan Lee in this movie?
Is he at the party?
Oh, he was the one that got drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stan Lee was the one that Thor had this like magical liquor. He's like, "Oh, give that to me. I served in World War II." And then he drinks it and he's like, "Excelsior," because he's drunk.
Yeah.
That's not as bad as Civil War though.
That's true.
I got a package for Tony Stank. All right, get out of here.
All right, that being said, we got to jump into our star rating for the Age of Ultron. And we're going to throw it back to Brent with the star rating kicking it off.
It's done be a 3-fer.
3-fer?
Yeah, it's better than it's definitely watchable. It's got its highs, but it's definitely got its lows in some spots.
So you gave Avengers 3.5. You're giving Ultron a 3.
Yeah, the first Avengers is definitely better.
Yeah.
This has some great scenes, like the Hulkbuster scene, which is probably one of my favorite Iron Man scenes in
It's
general.
really fucking cool.
All right, Anthony, throwing it over to you.
I gave Avengers 3.5. I'm giving Avengers 2 3.5. I thought it was... I don't think I had a lot of hates in this movie. It still played off... there's a couple of plot holes, but... yep, I'm sticking the same.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3 on this movie. Like I said, it's not as good as the first Avengers for me. I didn't think I'd appreciate the conflict as much as them trying to get along. But I kind of missed that in this movie. So just a little bit of conflict between like them duking it out really worked for me in the first Avengers. So
I give this one a 3 too.
yeah,
Yeah, I gave the first one. I think all of us gave the first Avengers 3.5.
yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, and this is a little worse than that.
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That being said, let's jump into our final Phase 2 movie, and that is going to be Ant-Man from 2015.
Yeah, it's weird that they end Phase 2 like this. Very strange. The budget of Ant-Man, $142 million.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is a little fuck of a movie. Ant-Man.
For Marvel.
Yeah. Box office worldwide, it was $519 million. So it still made like quite a bit, but way less than a lot of these other Phase 2 movies.
Which makes sense because diving into this movie, we rewatched this just this week as well. Did not hold up. This movie is generic as hell for me.
Yep. I agree. This is my third time watching it, and every time I watch it, it goes down.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Rudd's fine, but he's not great.
Oh, I like Paul Rudd in this.
Yeah,
Paul Rudd is the best part in this movie.
I think Paul Rudd's Paul Rudd, and that's it. Like,
I love Paul Rudd, so maybe
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why.
but I think he's such a great fit for Ant-Man. 1 and 2, it's just a small one-off. And I think it
that's
does a
true.
good job for that.
There's nothing special about Ant-Man other than his power. There's nothing about the character itself being he's a thief, but you could have had anybody play a smart wit thief. We were excited at first to rewatch the final fight scene from this movie because I remember it being very iconic and kind of funny with the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. Didn't hold as much as gravity as it did the second time watching it the other night. Just
not as much at all. It's still fun, but
yeah, it's not as fun as I remembered it.
Yep.
And like the black Yellow Jacket character, kind of a rush.
He's probably one of the weaker villains ever because they don't really tell you why he's going crazy. They're just like, oh, it's messing with your brain.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just
even
a
though
throw-off sentence.
Even though he's never done it.
Yeah.
Because he's never been able to shrink
Exactly.
a living life form before.
So how does that fucking work?
So how is it messing with his brain because he hasn't done it yet?
And how is he so good in the suit?
Right, and that's another thing we talk about. So he's in the final combat scene. When he finally puts the suit on, he's like super
For the first
effective
time.
and efficient in his suit for the first time.
Did you guys find his group of thieves that funny this time around?
No, T.I.'s horrible.
Yeah, T.I. is
T.I.
horrible.
is just T.I. and he doesn't try. He's just like, yeah, this is me.
And the
Yeah.
guy from Chips.
Ugh.
Don't call him the guy from Chips.
Stop bringing it up. That was his low point.
My-
That was his cable guy.
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, yeah.
Pena.
He's been in a lot better movies than Chips, John.
Yeah,
I know, but like I didn't think he was that funny in this movie.
Yeah, quit ragging on someone for like one.
I'm not ragging on him. That's the only thing I know him from is Chips.
That's like ragging on you for Who Killed Santa.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's exactly what that is.
And that's
not that bad.
We're both on the same level as acting, though.
Shut up.
I mean,
I know. I
he's
did.
better than Kevin Hart. Anyway,
Anyway, I just didn't find the whole thief group thing that entertaining.
The first time I saw this movie, I thought Michael Pena was like one of the better parts. But now, like, I think it's just like comedies to where like sometimes you hear the joke over and over again. It's not as funny.
Yeah.
I think it's why this movie is not that great. Another reason why this movie's not that great, the heists. They're not that fun.
No, and they're not that elaborate.
Number one, why would you go and steal a safe when you don't even know what's in it? Like that makes no sense.
Right.
Did the visual effects hold up for you guys as well as you thought it would?
I think the
Yeah.
best part of this movie is like all the shrinking.
Yeah,
and stuff.
him shrinking and
Yeah.
I
like
thought
that.
it worked for what it was.
Yeah.
Except there's one caveat to that, and that's the fucking tank out of the building.
Oh yeah,
That looked like garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah, that did look bad.
What did you think about that CGI part at the very beginning, like in 1989? I thought it looked a little robotic, like how they have to de-age Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
I thought it looked pretty damn good, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It looked all right.
Yeah.
I liked the subatomic level. There's like a nice visual effects for the eyes when he goes subatomic or whatever it's
Just-
called.
Subatomic, yeah.
Yeah, when he
just
goes-
trippy shit. Like,
Yeah.
this is... I feel like they got a lot of the visuals from Doctor Strange from that subatomic level.
Yeah, it was definitely
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, just very trippy, psychedelic shit.
yeah.
I liked the giant Thomas the Tank Engine. Just seeing that blown in proportion was great.
Yeah, that's fun.
But a lot of the humor, like you said the first time, just doesn't land as
the
well.
giant ant was bad.
What?
Where they make the huge ant and it becomes their house pet.
It reminded me of, like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I know. And then at the end, where it's just like scuttling around the neighborhood.
Uh-huh. They're feeding it underneath the table.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're my pet now.
Yeah, it didn't work for me. It just lost you a
Well,
star.
what about Anthony?
Yeah, did Anthony the Ant die?
Anthony's death is the best part of Anthony, the
What?
ant flying ant.
But he's named after you.
I know.
I felt so bad for that thing.
Do you?
Why? It's an ant.
Yeah, because
It's a fucking
Yeah,
ant.
and his perfect shooting abilities of shooting
Yeah,
ants.
okay.
He
so,
wasn't perfect. He was just shooting at ants, hoping to hit something.
He
It's not like
sure
he was.
had a lot of accurate shots.
Yeah.
It's not like he was aiming specifically at Ant-Man and his flying ant.
I have a lot of
Oh, yeah, there's some times where he goes to Ant, and then there's guys like shooting him, like where he's on the board in the laboratory, and it's like he's probably a good 10, 15 feet away from the person that's shooting him, and the shots are freaking remarkable. Like
dead
one,
on.
How are you seeing an ant from that far? And two, that's some damn good marksmanship.
I just like the dramatic wing effect of it. The wings spiraling
Sliding
down
down.
as Anthony.
And what did Ant-Man say? He's like, "Oh, you're gonna come to regret this."
Yeah, it's like dumb like that.
It's like, okay, whatever.
What was our Stanley Kimmy on this one?
This one was at the very end of the movie when Michael Pena was doing another, like, this person said to this person. Stanley was one of those people that said
gotcha.
something to him.
That's right. Yeah.
And let's see here, what was like? the
Which I
final-
didn't like because it's Michael Pena
Yeah,
voicing everybody.
yeah. He had to
And-
slow down his words for that.
Right. I would rather hear Stan Lee actually say those words because they has like some slang words in there.
Yeah.
And I would prefer to hear it from him.
Sure. mid-credit scene was kind of cool. The introduction of the Wasp suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though, I don't know about you, but I did not like Evangeline Lilly in this movie at all.
She fits the role, and that's about it. Just like do anything with it.
Right.
Yeah, she does nothing for me at all. Like, she's this kick-ass person, but she also hates her dad for years. And I don't know why her dad didn't, like, tell her that her mom died before she voted him out of his own company.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
You're not going to like this, but I love her from The Hobbit the most.
She's a hot mess in The Hobbit, too. I like her in Lost, but she's she's awful in everything else.
Huh.
And then the end credit scene was just a scene from Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah, which doesn't do much.
Yeah. It's just cool. Like, at the time, we didn't see anything like that. And then, like, oh, Ant-Man's going to be in Civil War too? That's kind of cool.
Right. But putting these things together, like, you just see how much Ant-Man was just in Civil War for that reason. Mm-hmm. So, very quick.
Edgar Wright was supposed to direct this movie. He was writing the script, like, starting at 2003. 2006 came along, and Marvel was trying to find directors for their movies. Jon Favreau was the first one. Second one was Edgar Wright in 2006. Like, they signed him on that early.
Wow.
And they just kind of fucked him over. In 2006, Jon Favreau was able to do, like, anything he wanted, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was able to make Iron Man work, so then they decided to make a universe out of it. Edgar Wright didn't get that. Like, Marvel had a machine going on, and it was chugging along, and Edgar Wright wanted to make his movie. Marvel wanted it to, like, fit into other movies. Edgar Wright's like, no, so he just had to leave. And that sucks, because, like, all the cast was hired when Edgar Wright decided to leave. So a lot of people signed on thinking they were making an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
I think that's the main reason why Paul Rudd signed on for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he's sticking around for it, so it must not be too bad.
I would too if you saw a paycheck come from Avengers money.
Definitely. But they got Peyton Reed to fucking do it. And the movies he's known for is, like, Bring It On and Yes Man. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, those aren't great.
Yeah. Mediocre as fuck. Like, this just...
I was going to say, Yes Man was kind of mediocre. Just mediocre.
The Breakup, too. The Breakup was a mediocre movie.
Mediocre.
Like, if Bring It On's the best movie you've made, that's horrible.
That's sad.
That's very bad.
All right, that being said, we got to jump into our star rating for Ant-Man, and that is going to kick it off with Anthony.
All right, it's right on par.
I think you mean Anthony.
Anthony?
Ugh. All right, for that alone, it ties my worst movie with Incredible Hulk, so it's getting a 2.
Wow. That bad, huh?
It's watchable.
I give it it's an average movie, 2.5 for me. I actually like the Incredible Hulk better than this one.
I'm right there with you. First time I watched it, it was at 3.5. Second time I watched it, went down a half star. Third time I watched it, went down another half star. I'm at 2.5 out of 5. This is, like, as average as fuck.
Yeah, pretty much on par. Average 2.5.
2.5?
Mm-hmm.
Woof.
Yeah, this one took the biggest hit as far as rewatching for me. This one just got so much worse.
Most definitely.
Yeah. All right, so before we jump into the next portion, let's give our overall thoughts for Marvel Phase 2.
Okay.
How'd you guys like it compared to the first one?
It's kind of hard. When we went from Phase 1 to Phase 2, I remember saying that, oh, we're in for a treat, you guys. But it started off okay with Iron Man 3. Thor 2 was a turd. Cap 2 and Guardians were amazing.
Yep.
But then Avengers 2 and Ant-Man are just kind of like bleh. I would say half of them are good, half of them are not.
I just call this the spike, because pretty much for me, Guardians is the highlight. Then everything else around it is just a downward hill.
Sure.
I feel like there's 2 bad, there's 2 all right, and then 2 great.
Yeah.
I feel the same as that.
I would say this is on par with Phase 1. I didn't think that before going into this.
If I was to say which one's better, Phase 1 or Phase 2?
Well, didn't we give Phase 1 a 3 out of 5?
Yeah.
What would you rate Phase 2? I would probably rate it a 3 out of 5 again.
Oh, I'd bring it up. I
You
really
bring it
would.
up?
Yep.
I mean,
Guardians alone brings
yeah,
it to at least a 3.5, if not 4.
It has some of my favorite movies, but it's also got some of my worst movies.
It's so hard to compare this because Guardians is so good, but I don't know how much it can compensate for the rest of these turds in this.
Turds.
Yeah,
There's
I
2
know.
turds in here.
Turds is rough.
Iron Man 3 and Thor are turds. Ant-Man and Guardians and Avengers are all right.
Ant-Man's a turd.
Ant-Man's not a
Ant-Man's
turd.
not a turd.
No.
It's kind of a turd.
It's the middle of the road movie.
Yeah.
Like, Hulk is a turd. Thor 2 is a turd.
Yes.
Ant-Man is a passable. It's like a bowel movement,
I'm okay giving this.
which is a turd.
I think 3.5. I think it went up.
I'm okay with sticking to 3.
This has to go up to a 3.5 because
I think so too.
because
Oh,
the
Jesus.
two good films in here are that much better.
They're so much better than any other movie on this list.
Yeah.
I'm okay with bumping it up to a 3.5. I don't think it deserves it, but if you guys want to agree, I can. Because right now two of us are at 3s, 2 of us are at 3.5s. So how are we gonna do this?
I think it's.
I'm okay with it being even because they both have really good highs and then some really
That's
terrible
fine,
lows.
but I think it at least 3.2.
We can't do that.
I know.
So phase 2
agree.
officially gets a 3 out of 5.
How boring.
Just as equal as a phase 1.
We're boring.
It couldn't have been. It almost wasn't.
It's not our fault.
I know, it's just how we feel about it. All right, so before we wrap up this main portion, we have to re-rank our Marvel movies with Phase 2 included. Jake, real quick, recap our rankings from Marvel Phase 1.
Yeah, so far, phase 1 in order. Iron Man's number 1. Captain America, First Avengers, number 2. The Avengers is number 3. 4 is Thor. 5 is Iron Man 2. And 6 is The Incredible...
I think we start with the bottom. I think we can put, I'm guessing from the consensus, even though I don't feel this way, put Ant-Man above the Incredible Hulk at the bottom.
But below Iron Man 2?
Yes.
Or below Thor?
Wait, Ant-Man's better than Thor: The Dark World.
No, we're talking Thor 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, okay, so is Ant-Man better than The Incredible Hulk? I would say yes.
yeah,
Yes.
most
I would-
definitely. That's not
yes.
even a.
Yeah, so that's a consensus. That's what I thought.
Is Ant-Man better than Iron Man 2?
No.
I would say no, too.
That's consensus.
Okay, so Ant-Man is now number 6.
Da-da-da.
So now are we doing Avengers Age of Ultron?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
Is Avengers Age of Ultron better than Thor?
Yes.
yes.
Thor 1?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so is Avengers Age of Ultron better than the Avengers?
No, sorry.
No.
No, it's not. Sorry.
So should we put Age of Ultron right below the Avengers?
For now.
That's
yes.
Sounds good.
Oh, this might be easier than I thought.
I hope so.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
You guys always overthink this shit.
It's pretty defining.
All right, now we got to jump to Guardians. I don't know which is better. Guardians
Number
or-
1. My
Guardians or Iron Man?
Yeah, it's going to be better
Which
than
one's
Iron
better?
Man.
Guardians.
I think I like Guardians better than Iron Man.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's consensus.
Fuck. It's so hard.
I gave Guardians a 4.5 and I gave Iron Man a 4.
I remember shitting my pants so many times watching Iron Man the first time
Okay.
because there's so many amazing things about
Sounds
it.
like a personal problem.
But after rewatching Iron Man again, it's still a good movie. But
Well, it's-
Guardians
it's
continues to hit
like
the
15
notes.
years old.
Yeah, but Guardians just
Guardians is where it's
I
at.
think out of every Marvel movie I've seen so far, Guardians will hold up the best.
Okay.
I really do.
I think so.
I mean, it's
too.
consensus anyways, but I actually do agree.
Okay, so we've got a new number 1, folks.
Woo!
Guardians
Stakes
of the
number 1.
Galaxy.
And it'll stay number 1.
keep. All right, let's jump to
Will it?
Let's jump
I
to
think so.
Captain America: The
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
This would be my number 1.
I
Winter Soldier's my number 1.
I will not let
I'm just
that
putting it
happen.
out there
I
right
won't
now.
let it happen
This is-
either.
let that
So
happen.
consensus isn't happening.
Number 3.
Okay, so let's start here. I'm guessing, is Winter Soldier better than the Avengers?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No?
No.
Fuck you.
It for sure is.
Anthony, help me out.
Don't-
here.
You better
I-
do not.
I will cut your dick off right now.
What do we
is
do if
not-
it's a tie?
Winter Soldier is not better than the Avengers.
Yeah, it is.
Would you give the Winter Soldier?
Yeah, let's look up scores. You gave the Avengers a 3.5. You gave Winter Soldier a 3.5. Fuck. Well, shit.
Anthony, what do you feel? What are you feeling? Be honest.
I'm not going to peer pressure you.
Yeah, no, honestly, I thought the Avengers was better.
Thank you.
So it's split.
Yeah, what do we do now?
Well, it's split.
Yeah.
I'm very angry about this.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna
'Cause
have
I
to-
honestly
we're gonna
have-
have to flip a coin.
I have Winter Soldier number 1
Well,
in my personal ranking. I'm
that pays.
All right.
and I was
So-
okay with putting it at number 4 for you fucks. I don't want it underneath the Avengers. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, there's no.
Okay, so what's
you don't have
what-
that
split is
power.
fair.
what's the next one up? Above Avengers.
The first Avenger, which I don't think. I think it's better than that.
What?
Do you think?
This is messed up.
Oh,
now.
Do you
See,
think? Do you think the
no.
Winter Soldier's better than the first Avenger?
Yes.
Hold on.
Do you think
So how does that work?
Do you think Captain America 2 is better than Captain America 1?
I think it should be Avengers, Winter Soldier, then the first Avenger.
So no, originally,
I know.
Originally, we voted
Yeah,
that
but
the first Avenger
remember,
was
you
better
got
than the
voted out.
Avengers.
What's that?
You got voted out on that.
That's
I know I did.
That's not changing. Fuck both of you.
Yeah, that's set in stone.
both of us.
I would be okay with number 4. I guess.
Underneath the first Avenger
Yes.
Let's coin flip it.
for what? For Avengers?
Yeah, we have to. There's
Yeah.
another
Ooh,
tiebreaker.
Avengers.
For our tiebreaker, I'll accept the results.
Heads is I'll let. Since you guys are making such a fight, you can choose which side you want.
It's gonna land on the fucking table flat.
Call it in the air.
Yes, you have
Okay.
to put it in the air. Tails. Yeah! Number 4. It should be number 3. Okay, so since it's past the Avengers, do you guys want to put it above the first Avenger?
No.
No.
I'm not letting that movie climb any higher.
No, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
This is a fucking weird list.
All right, so now we got to jump to Thor: The Dark World. I think this is better. I think Thor: The Dark World is better than Ant-Man, but I know that's a consensus.
I feel like Thor
Right
2.
behind Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Right
exactly.
Right behind.
That would be
I'd agree with that.
behind Ant-Man, but above Hulk.
Yep.
Okay, second to last. Okay, so the last one's Iron Man 3.
yeah.
Where do
Above
we?
Hulk.
This is the hardest
It's
one
gonna be
for
tough.
me. I'm gonna guess above Thor 2.
Yeah.
No.
Iron Man 3 is not above Thor 2.
Yes, it is.
No.
Is it above Ant-Man?
No.
Yes.
I would 100% rather watch Ant-Man.
Iron Man 3?
John.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is utter garbage.
What's the lower half of our list again?
Okay, I'll start Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Thor 1, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man, Thor the Dark World, The Incredible Hulk.
It's right
Thor
after-
1's
it's
better
right
than
after-
Iron Man 2?
I would say right after
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
Man 2.
right after Iron Man 2.
That's what I would say.
Right after?
I
Yeah.
bet that too.
I think it's better than Ant-Man.
How the fuck did Thor get higher than...
So you think Iron Man 2 is better than Iron Man 3?
Yes.
Okay. I can agree with that to make a consensus.
the fuck is this list?
It's
How is
I don't
Thor
think
so high?
I don't think anybody's happy with this list right now.
I'm happy. My number one's number one.
Okay.
I'm happy with that too.
Okay, folks, here's our list set in stone. Number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 2, Iron Man. Number 3, Captain America, the First Avenger.
That's fucked.
It's really good.
Number 4, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Number 5, The Avengers. Number 6, The Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 7, Thor. Number 8, Iron Man 2. Number 9, Iron Man 3. Number 10, Ant-Man. Number 11, Thor the Dark World. And number 12, the turd sandwich, the incredible fuckstick.
See, I don't think that's a terrible list.
First Avengers driving me up the wall.
Yeah, Winter Soldier should be above it.
It should be, both of those should be lower on the list.
You're fucking
What?
crazy.
Are you drunk?
I don't know why people like the Avengers as much as they do. It was fine in 2012. It has not aged that well.
I know. It's a compromise list. We all had to give,
Every
we
time-
all had to
every
give a
time-
little.
None of us are happy with this list.
Except
I
for
love
I
it.
am.
Except for Guardians. I'm okay with Guardians being number 1.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
For the longest time,
Wait, you're
Guardian.
not,
I'm
Iron
happy
Man
with-
number 2?
Yeah, I'm
okay
happy
with
with
that.
number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, me too. Those are the best ones
I'm
so far.
set.
All right, that being said, that has been our Phase 2 Marvel review. That was an interesting discussion. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our list, our thoughts, our ratings. Feel free to list off your comments in the YouTube or podcast sections. We'll love to hear your feedback on all this. It's time to jump to the final portion of our show, and that is going to be a twist on trivia. We're actually going to do the 22 toughest questions to test your Marvel Cinematic Universe knowledge from GameSpot.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
So we're going to see how this is going to go. They're going to start off pretty easy. Then it's supposed to get tougher, but we'll see how our panel of experts does. It's going to be a group consensus. You guys got to vote together on your final
Great.
answers.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy about consenting on things with you fucks.
I remember.
So let's kick it off with a little bit of an easy question. Prior to Tom Holland taking the role, how many actors have played Spider-Man on the big screen in the U.S.?
2.
Final answer?
Yeah, it's Andrew Garfield and
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Correct. 2 is correct.
Got any more brain busters?
What movie did Thanos first appear in?
The Avengers at the end.
Was it though?
Thanos?
Yeah.
The Avengers, yeah.
Oh.
That was the first one for sure.
Is he in that, though? I thought it was just his little...
Do mid-credit scenes count?
Yeah, they count.
Then it's the Avengers for sure.
Okay.
1000%.
That is correct. Aside from Stan
And he
Lee,
smiles.
which actors appeared in the most MCU films?
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Which
Robert Downey
Iron
Jr.
Man.
Yeah.
Correct. Guys are doing good so far.
This is not hard yet.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, what is the name of the dog in the Collector Taven's Museum?
Cosmo. Yeah, I think it's Cosmo or... Yeah, Cosmo, for sure. Cosmo the space dog.
Yep.
I think.
Correct.
Okay.
Good job, guys. How many versions of the Iron Man armor has Tony Stark made?
Fuck me. Well, in Iron Man 3 alone, it was like 30-something.
Yeah, I think he says it specifically in one of the movies.
I don't fucking remember. And does like Hulkbuster count? Does like Friday?
Oh, it's in 3. Oh, fuck.
He actually does say it.
Yeah, he's like, I think it's when Piper or whatever her name is, comes down. And she's like, oh, are you working on version 33? And it shows it on his armor. He's like, oh, no, yeah, 30-something.
Oh, fuck.
It's like 45 or 47.
I don't remember.
I was gonna say a 40.
Oh.
Let's do 45. 47.
Final answer?
43.
43.
The answer was 47.
Brand.
You could have had it.
Damn it, Brent.
God.
That's on you. I tried saying it.
That was close. That was close.
God damn it.
I tried.
All right. What does the acronym SHIELD stand for in the MCU?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, God.
It's,
I have no idea.
It's
Society.
It's said in the original Iron Man. If you remember that scene with...
Yeah, it shows it on the folder.
Strategical Homeland.
Try.
If you give me 3, I'll give it to you.
So, Society, Defense, Shield.
It's not, I don't think it's Society.
It's like Rescue Aid Society. It's Society.
This seems legit, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and make this a fail. It was Strategic Homeland
I
Intervention,
said strategery.
Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
Woof,
Logistics.
you guys.
Society.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys would get there.
I
That's what I
said
thought.
strategery.
And I said Society.
Yeah, well, you're fucking wrong.
And I was wrong on everything.
All right, Jake, you might know this. How many one-shot
6.
short films were made?
6, I think. Pretty positive. 5 or 6. Fuck.
I think you're missing one, so
We'll
five.
go with 5.
That's correct.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
Do you have a list or no?
What?
What's the last one he's missing?
The Consultant.
Yep, that was the one in the gas station.
A funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer.
That was the one with Abomination.
Item 47.
That was the one with the robbery.
Agent Carter.
That's why I didn't get it. That was the cold pilot for Agent Carter TV show.
Oh.
And Hail the King.
Yeah, that's the one with the Mandarin.
What is the name of Jane's sidekick played by Kat Jennings in Thor?
Big tits.
Meow Mix.
I don't know. She's horrible. Fuck.
What's her actual name in the movie?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Like, it's Kat Dennings, but I don't know her name.
I don't know how she plays, though.
I don't give a fuck. We can get this wrong. I don't care.
Darcy Lewis was her name.
Darcy.
Whatever.
Darcy.
Next.
Yep.
Oh, you guys know this one. What is the name of Ben Kingsley Iron Man 3 character who was hired to
Mandarin.
play the Mandarin?
Oh.
We just watched this.
Can I just do first name and be fine or no?
Yeah.
Travis.
Incorrect. It was Trevor.
Fuck! Trevor Slavery, right?
Yep.
Fuck! God damn it. What question are we on? 10?
Yes.
Okay, so we're 6 for 9. Okay.
Who trained Matt Murdock on Daredevil?
Oh, fuck me. The blind...
Yeah,
the
it's
other blind guy.
old guy.
Stick? Wood?
Stick. It's Stick.
Is it Stick?
Stick.
Correct. Nice
Thank you.
job. You guys got there. What is the name of the Super Soldier Project in Captain America: The First Avenger?
It's on the folders.
Okay. I should know, but I don't.
I don't think you'll get this.
Okay.
Project Spork.
Project Rebirth.
Oh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds familiar, but I would never guess that.
Nope.
What was the first film of the Phase 3 of the MCU?
First film of Phase 3.
Civil War.
Correct. Good job. What alien race does Ronan the Accuser belong to in Guardians of
The
the
Kree.
Galaxy?
The Kree.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Good job.
So 8 for
12.
8 for 12, okay.
How many characters in the MCU have been recasted? Or recast?
1, Iron Patriot.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, or
Yep.
War Machine, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Was Mark Ruffalo in the first?
Oh, that's true. Yep. That because
Yeah.
it was Edward
Yeah.
Norton in The Incredible Hulk.
That's what I thought.
No one forgets about that one.
Is
Or
that
no
the
one
only-
remembers.
I forgot about it. And we
Yeah.
just talked about it. That's 2. Are there any more? I'm okay with 2.
Yep.
2, final answer.
Correct answer is 5.
Whoa. What are we missing?
The 5 are Hulk, Edward Norton, Mark Ruffalo,
Yeah.
War Machine, Terrence Howard, and Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Fandral, Josh Dallas, and Zachary Levi.
Oh, that's the Warriors 3.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that guy.
Thanos was recasted. Damian
Damn
Potier
it,
and
that's
Josh
right.
Brolin.
I did know that.
Okay, I wouldn't have.
and Howard Stark, Gerard Sanders, and John Slattery.
I knew that one.
Really? I thought Howard Stark was the same person.
I thought it was 2.
Not in Iron Man 1.
Okay, so we still wouldn't have gotten 5 though.
I would have gotten 3.
You would have. Impressive.
Next question: Who has
Forgot
directed the most MCU movies?
Is it the Russo
Whedon?
brothers now? Whedon has 2. Russo brothers with Avengers 3 and 4 have 4. But I don't. Does it count Avengers Infinity War?
I'll give you a clue. There is a 4-way tie on this.
So it must be 2. Joss Whedon has 2. Jon Favreau has 2.
This quiz was assembled on July 18th, 2017.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, Joss Whedon. According to this, Russo brothers will have 2, with Civil War and Winter Soldier. Guardians. James Gunn
Yeah.
with 2.
Correct. There you go. You got it.
Huh.
What virus was Pepper Potts injected with in Iron Man 3?
Why?
Extremis, right?
Yes. She had the extremis.
Right?
I don't know.
The only
that's,
thing I have-
that's the only thing I can remember from
Yeah.
that.
Extremis. Final answer.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I thought it was something. I thought I gave it a different name.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. What are the 3 people that founded Shield?
Oh my God, Howard Stark.
Stark. I'm guessing the.
Fuck me.
Was one of the other.
Was it Captain's lover?
Captain's lover.
Yeah, the woman.
Agent Carter.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Peggy Carter.
If you give me 2, I'll give you the point.
Howard Stark, number 1.
Didn't they talk about those people in the beginning of Ant-Man? Weren't they all sitting in the same room?
Well, I mean, 2 of the 3 were Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, so let's just do that.
Yep.
You're right. Howard Stark and Peggy Carter.
Who was the 3rd then?
Colonel Chester Phillips.
So it is
Oh,
Tommy
wow.
Lee Jones.
Got all 3.
Holy shit.
Next question. Who did Tony Stark think Stan Lee was during his Iron Man cameo?
That would be Hugh Hefner.
Yes.
That is correct. Who plays the voice of the artificial intelligence in Peter Parker's spider suit?
Oh, fuck. It's, God. It's a girl.
Yeah, she's a pretty gal.
It's Jarvis's real life wife, and I can't remember her fucking name.
And she's also been in another MCU movie.
What else has she been in? Can you
Oh,
pitch-
sorry, it's not part of the MCU movie.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's a Marvel movie.
Was
She
it-
appeared in a movie. Her Marvel movie she came from was from 2003.
And it's
2003.
probably in an X-Men movie, but it's not Halle Berry.
You're on question 20 of 22.
Let's do Femke Jensen,
We're on
the girl
20
who
of
played
22?
the girl who played
How are we at 12 of 17?
Jean Grey.
Final answer
All right.
Let's do Femke Jensen. It's wrong.
is incorrect. It was Jennifer Connelly. You guys were close.
She was in Hulk.
Hulk.
Oh,
Yep, 2003.
God damn it.
Yep.
damn
You
it.
guys are right on the cusp there. All right, question 21.
Jennifer Connelly is really bad.
Yeah. What do the Avengers eat after the Battle of New York in Marvel
Shawarma.
Avengers?
They eat shawarma.
Yep.
It's
Correct.
funny.
Yep. And then your final question. How many TV shows exist in the MCU?
Agent Carter and Agents of Shield.
Daredevil.
Does that count all the Netflix shit too?
It does.
Jessica Jones,
Defenders.
The Defenders, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Did you do Daredevil already? Okay, so that's 6. Does it count Inhumans? Because that'd be 7.
This was from 2017, July 2017.
Inhumans was a show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to you because this survey is from July 2017.
Okay.
So
Oh, that show was out in August.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was right on the cusp there.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you with 6. So it was a total of 22 questions. You guys walked away with what? 16?
Yeah, something like that.
16 or 17.
I thought 17.
16 and 22 on the 22 toughest questions from the MCU from GameSpot.
Those weren't that tough.
Half of those were easy.
GameSpot is like an audience of 12-year-olds, so they might be tough for them.
Well, you guys you guys had to think about a few of those. So.
Plus, we were really close on like 4 of them.
We were.
That's good. So good job to you guys.
Well, we should be. We've been watching a movie a week. Fuck.
Yeah.
If it's not fresh in my brain now, it never will
Yeah,
be.
but some of them are so obscure.
That being said, that has been episode 35 of Super Media All Stars. You can find us on all kinds of social media. The first one being Facebook at Super Media All Stars. Please like and subscribe to us on there. You can find us on Twitter at SmashPod. You can find us on Instagram at Super Media All Stars.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Steelbook Obsessed. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at Steelbook if you want to hear my reviews ahead of time.
Be sure to listen to us on all your favorite podcast services, some of being Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us Google Play. If you're an internet radio fan, check us out on TuneIn. And as always, feel free to jump to our YouTube page, The Super All Stars, and check out all our video content and podcast content there. Please subscribe and like all our stuff there as well. That being said, guys, I thank you for joining me. Audience, thanks for listening in. We'll see you next time. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Bye bye.
I am out of here.